president confirmed that during Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime as a governor, he run an unusual government, a government that entertained a great deal of argument and so many shades of ideas. This has to show you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is one leader, is one person that can bring diverse people together to air their own option and to bring ideas to the table, an idea that can develop. I'll be talking about a lot of things, the economy, the security. I so much cherish what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did when it comes to infrastructure, electricity, and education. But let me start with economy. The growth of Lagos State internal generated revenue was estimated, I think, on a monthly average of 600 million naira to a staggering 51 billion in 2007. At that moment, Lagos State IGR rate was standing at 468.63%, according to the CBN data. Then, in 2017, Lagos State output was about 136 billion, which is more than a third of Nigerian gross domestic product. Even at that moment, federal government were profiting from Tinubu financial wizardry. This has to show you that when it comes to the economic aspect, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has proved it times without number with the capacity of Lagos State that he can do more. When he was the governor, he never owned a single month of salary. In fact, on the contrary, he renovated all the government offices and buildings, restructured the wage bill to offer additional pay to every civil servant in Lagos State. He provided health insurance coverage and replaced a degrading pension claim process with an efficient system. I could remember then when he was even paying the teachers with Oracle then. That has to show you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has this art of bringing in technology to solve a lot of problems. I am a website developer a lot. I'm a website developer, so bringing such initiative shows that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is looking into the future. Let me quickly go into security. Tinubu is an advocate of security. So I remember when he was the governor
there. 2 minutes, please. Sorry, you have 2 minutes more.
Oh, no problem, sir. When he was the governor of Lagos State, then I remember then he gave birth to the Rapid Response Squad. The Rapid Response Squad was tasked with fighting crimes in Lagos State. I can remember that that was even the time that the governor of Lagos then, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, initiated this state security trust fund in order to allow the private and the public to come together and solve a lot of security. Electricity, I can remember then when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu created the 57 local 37 LCDAs when he was having issues with Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku Abubakar. During this time, despite all the controversies, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu sponsored the first independent power project in entire Nigeria. This project was handled by an American company, which later developed a gas-fired power plant that generated over 19 megawatts to improve electricity in Lagos State. This was the first time a state governor will be bringing out an electricity solution for his people. And electricity is not even in the state. It's not even in the state governor's list. It is at the federal level. This has to show you that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu do think beyond the smaller picture. It look at the bigger picture. I don't know if I have much time left. I want to talk about infrastructure, education, and health. I think that's the only three things I have. As the governor,
maybe you would have to hold on with that because your time has elapsed.
Okay.
And
okay.
Now, I wouldn't want to comment on any of the point that you have made, but it will be the time of Mr. Irefi to give his own remark about his own candidate. Why is your candidate the best, and what do you think we should look into the direction of Mr. Peter Obi as the next president of this country? Please, you can go ahead. You have 10 minutes, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I appreciate you for taking out your time to come and handle this space. And a special thank you also to my opponent, Mr. Labi, because what you have done today is, I must really commend you, because it is not easy, the boldness that you have shown among a support base that are scared of coming out to defend their candidates. So I must commend you for having the courage to come and defend, who you are supporting. So without further ado, let me go straight to the points. And why I am here today is to tell every Nigerian that Peter Obi is the man for Nigeria. It is non-negotiable. It is not something that we have to second guess. It is not something that we have to think twice. And why? Why do I say this? Now let's talk about governance. Governance is the ability to manage people. Let me just put it succinctly. Governance is the ability to manage people, to manage culture, traditions, norms, the ability to integrate all these things and make them productive. That is governance. And what facilitates governance? Leader. Who is a leader? There are leaders and there are good leaders. Any bum can wake up tomorrow and pay people money, and they start following him and he become their leader. It takes more than that for you to be somebody that people believe in. You be somebody that gives the people hope. Now, Idi Amin, people like Idi Amin, Adolf Hitler, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, these people are leaders, and you can't deny the fact that they are leaders. But you're not going to put them on the same pedestal with people like Barack Obama of the US, Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore, and bringing it to Africa. Cannot talk about great leadership or good leadership without talking about Paul Kagame of Rwanda. He's not on the same pedestal with the likes of our own President Muhammadu Buhari. So you have leadership, you have leader, and then you have good leader. And Peter Obi is not just a leader. Peter Obi is a good leader. Peter Obi is a great leader. What makes a great leader? I'm going to quickly highlight the qualities that make a great leader, and hopefully by the time I conclude, we should be able to agree that Peter Obi ticks all the boxes. Firstly, integrity. A true leader must have integrity. Two is acceptability, capacity, track record, accountability, and visionary. How many did I mention? I think 5 or 6. So I'll start from the top. Integrity. Integrity is in governance. I think it is the first box you have to tick if you're coming to run for public office, because the people have to see through you. You have to be somebody that sees A and it is A. You have to be somebody that you are a straightforward person. You have to be somebody that people can vouch for you on certain things that you can do or certain things that you can't. Integrity simply means the honesty and moral principle. Someone being a very honest person and having a strong moral principle, strong moral upbringing, And Peter Obi has demonstrated a very high level of integrity. I'm going to give an example. Currently, Peter Obi is the only ex-governor who does not draw pension from the state coffers. Peter Obi is the only governor who has not been invited by EFCC for misappropriation of funds. Peter Obi is the only executive officer in a high-ranking public institution to reject bogus payments in allowances and salaries. This was when he was the chairman as the Securities Exchange Commission, where he was giving a package of over 500 million naira, which he declined because it was bogus, and felt that these monies should be used to solve other issues in the country. I doubt that a typical Nigerian will do this, or a typical Nigerian leader. You have states like Akwa Ibom where they are paying their ex-governors over 300 million naira in pension annually. So you see that it's not sustainable. So that is on integrity. We talk about accountability. Sorry, acceptability. Peter Obi is amongst the 4 major candidates today. Peter Obi is by far the most accepted, and it is not negotiable. With the 1 million man march that has been happening since 4 months till this point, Peter Obi has shown that he is unarguably the most accepted. In Sokoto, in Kebbi, in Umuahia, in Ogun State, in Ibadan, every single state, the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, including the FCT, they felt the obedient march. They have felt the obedient movement. They are still feeling it. So that is that unacceptability. You cannot claim to be acceptable and then people are holding matches for you in just one state, one region. You are not contesting to be the president of a region or a state. You have to show your spread. You have to show that you are accessible to every corner of Nigeria, and people show their belief. People show their trust in you by coming out to show solidarity. Capacity. A true leader must have the capacity. And capacity, I will simply define capacity as having a good mental and physical ability.
Please, you have 2 minutes more.
Okay.
A minute more, please. A minute more.
Okay. Talk about mental and physical ability. Peter Obi has, in the last 4 months, traversed the entire continent or the entire world, while traveling around does not prove that, does not guarantee that one is physically healthy. It is actually an indicator. It removes every doubt, because you have candidates that don't move, those presenting doubts in their ability, their mental state. We cannot ascertain at this point what their mental situation is, what their physical condition is. And then let me just quickly, accountability. You need a leader who will take responsibility for all his actions. You cannot say you developed a certain state, and then when they bring when you want to prove that you built a certain place, you bring all the good parts, to claim that this is what you did.
Okay.
But when they bring the other parts,
anyway, to be fair to Mr. Alabi, so let's just pause it there. Now, I think we've not gotten the vibe that we want yet. So please, I will still allow you to speak now anyway, but this time around you will have 2 minutes to defend this point.
okay.
Yeah, talking about integrity, the Pandora Papers, the biggest cross-border collaboration of journalists in history, which goes into an investigation to amounts of previously hidden offshore companies, exposing secrets of assets, confidential deals, and hidden fortunes of the super rich people, which Mr. Peter Obi happens to be one of those indicted in this issue. When Mr. Peter Obi was confronted with this allegation, he told Premium Times that, "I am sure you two will not like to pay inheritance tax if you can avoid it." How do you rate his integrity after this? You have 2 minutes, please.
Okay. First of all, you need to answer this question. Was there a wrongdoing in his action? I don't know if you want to answer that.
No, I'm just a moderator. I'm asking you a question. So please.
There's a difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion. What P2B did is completely legal. What he did is what
for the sake of the listeners, can you give us the difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion?
Okay, tax avoidance is where you have, okay, let me start from tax evasion. Tax evasion is when you have already made businesses or you have already made transactions that are taxable, and then you move these funds that you're supposed to remit to the government, you take them out to whatever offshore account or however you want to prevent the government from having their hands on it. While tax avoidance is not engaging in whatever transaction that will make you pay tax. So I don't know if you understand, but what P2B did was tax avoidance, because
what think there will be an indictment in any way?
He was not indicted. He was not indicted.
Okay.
His name just showed up in Pandora Papers. Definitely, there were a lot of people that they are Saudi kings and all of that. Their name showed up in the Pandora Papers. Does it mean, or did it mean that they are guilty of anything? It was just a document that showed that certain people were hiding certain amounts of money in so place. It is not a crime to hide money. You can't tell a person what to do with their money, So Peter Obi did not do any wrong. There was no wrongdoing. EFCC invited him, and to be very clear, the monies that they are talking about were transactions that Peter Obi made before he became governor. When EFCC invited him, they traced these transactions down to 1996, and he used the property he bought in London, a £1 million property he bought in London in 1996, which was around the same time, to prove that around the time these monies were moved around, this was the same time he bought this house in London. So
Mr. Irefi, okay. So I think in your previous comments, you made mention of it that Peter Obi stands to be the only person that have never been invited by the FCC. So let's put it there and then move to Mr. Alabi. Mr. Alabi, can you hear me, please?
Loud and clear, sir.
Yeah. Please, how do you rate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's antecedents when it comes to the ability to manage people? Can you give us a clear-cut examples of what he has done to be able to manage people, and then of course that makes him deserving of the Nigerian president's status?
Okay, sir. Thank you. First of all, I would love to expatiate on integrity that my co-debater just mentioned. Integrity goes way beyond what people see, what people don't see. Sorry, it's about what you have on ground. I wouldn't want to dive into the opposition's name or try to make this thing raw than how it should be, but let me come back to your questions. One of the greatest investments is investing in people. For example, we are all child of someone's father, someone's mother. Why is it that our mothers and our fathers, they see it more valuable for them to invest in us than in any other thing? It is simple, so that at the end of the day, we are going to be more productive to them. I have not seen any leader, I repeat, I have not seen any leader in the history of Africa that has invested in people like Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Currently, you can point at people that has worked with Asiwaju that are local government chairmen today. You can point at people that has worked with Asiwaju that are House of Representatives, that are House of Assembly members, that are senators, that are ministers, commissioners, deputy governors, governors. This is what we call human capacity. This is what we call human infrastructure. if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu could use his cabinet in Lagos State to develop people up to an extent, people that have worked under Asiwaju before, one of them will be vice president, and one of them is the speaker today. You have to give it to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Currently, the four most powerful office in the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the president, the vice, the speaker, and the Senate.
Okay.
Today, my brother, sorry, please, can I just find it?
I'm coming. Let me come here, please.
Okay.
Let me come here.
Go ahead, Mr.
And when you say develop people, do you mean, please mute your mic, Irufi, please. You guys mute your mics, please. Let's don't have this feedback. All right, thank you. Alabi, when you say develop people,
excuse me.
Adetola, please, can you mute?
Who is on? Okay. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay. Alabi, when you say develop people, I want to ask you a question. Are you talking about develop politicians that are going to be beneficial to him as a person, or talking about developing the people of Lagos? Because if we look at Lagos for the past 23 years, Lagos have the highest number of, why call it touts or aberos on the street. I don't understand when you say develop people. Is it by creating set of people that when you need them to work for you, then you say you've developed people to occupy positions in governance? How has his human capital development for the people affected individuals in Lagos? I want you to give me those statistics vis-a-vis education, vis-a-vis healthcare, vis-a-vis I will give you an instance now. The guy that did the Chest in the Slum project, today I can look at that guy and say this is what human capital development is. That's a common man doing things for people that he has never met before. So if you're doing things for me as a person, let's say you're doing things for someone that you need his service or his help tomorrow, I don't see that as human capital development. I see it as you investing in project that you want to do. So please explain that to me. How has he developed the Lagosians that we see every day? Please go and you can go on, please, my brother. Bless you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for this question. First of all, you said Lagos State has a number of highest bureau. I don't know where you got the statistics from, and I'll be very happy if you can present a very verified statistic for me that proves that Lagos State has high numbers of bureau. I just hope that is not a fantasy from some part of your head. So now, let me continue with the question you asked me. That how has Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's policies and human development capacity develop people in Lagos State? It is simple. See, let me just go into education. You know, when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was vying to become the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, he promised that 25% of his budget and allocation will be allocated, 25% of the budget will be allocated into the education. Do you know that in July 2000, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu launched a free educational program in Lagos State that saw about 1.5 million children in over 900 primary schools and 597 students from secondary school benefited from free educational program. So if you don't want me to talk about how he has invested in politicians, I would gladly tell you how he has invested in children of different mothers and fathers. As of 2000, of year 2000, he has invested in over 2 million children by investing in the educational sectors. And apart from that, he later became the first governor. Listen to me. He later became the first governor in Nigeria to have invested about 127 million naira in scholarship to tertiary institutions in Lagos State. So if you don't want me to talk about the politician he has helped to get into power, then I have to talk about the people he has helped in using the health sector, using the educational sector, using the security sector. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an human development. Sorry, I want to divert to Peter Obi. Peter Obi, as the governor of Anambra State, he has the deputy governor, he has a secretary, the chief of staff, he has about 16 commissioner and special advisors. Where are they today? Where are they today? Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a leader that will plant you, that will wet you, that will reap you, and guide you until you grow to your full status. If Peter Obi was a good leader, then I'm very sure that a lot of people that were with him then will be with him now. That has to show you that the man even lack what we call continuity. I'm very sorry if I'm diving into it, but I'm going to go back to your question. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been
Please,
a
Alabi, 2 minutes on. I just wanted to come back.
Can I take it from there, please, Saddam?
Aditola, you take for I wanted to clear something because when we
please,
while
Mr.
I'm in this
Aditola,
space, I want it to be a start and fact-based discussion because people are listening, people are hearing. Because I said something here earlier on when I said I gave a statistics and he said I took it off my head. Lagos State, I repeat, Lagos State is the state with the highest number of touts.
Okay.
It's on record. You could go check statistics. It's on Google. People are already sending my DMs, filling my DMs up. So you can always do your own. I'm not going to come here and say what isn't fact.
I'm just asking for a simple fact, sir. Just a simple link to verify that.
I asked you a question based on facts.
Then I need a question. I need an answer to confirm that you're asking me a question based on facts, sir.
So that why I'm going there is because I want to understand when you say human capital development.
Is my answer satisfactory enough, or should I go on? Or
so I think Saddam, can I take it from there?
Gaditola, please take it from here.
Okay. Mr. Urefi. So I think
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it is critical that we look into some issues, that would at least encourage some of our voters to know the direction at which they would go. Now, comparing Asiwaju's leadership period when he was the governor of Lagos State, and then of course Mr. Peter Obi's leadership period when he was the governor of Anambra State, what are the things that you think he has done positively? One, to build people. Two, to improve the economy of Anambra State. And then three, also to provide adequate security during his period as the governor of Anambra. Because today now we talk about, Today now we talk about Asiwaju. I look at Lagos as a model to not only Nigeria, but of course Africa. And it is being said that if Lagos should be a country, in Africa, Lagos would be the 5th largest economy. So what do you think Mr. Peter Obi did during his tenure as governor of Anambra State? Please go ahead. Mr. Obi,
network.
Can you hear me, please? Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Did you get my question?
Last part of your question. The
later part of my question. Well, it's just a summary of the question I have asked. That, of course, looking into Asiwaju's leadership as the governor of Lagos State, in comparison with Peter Obi's leadership as governor of Anambra State, judging with the fact that Lagos is now a model not only to other states in Nigeria, but of course, as a country, if Lagos should be a country in Africa, it will be regarded as the 5th largest economy. And this cannot be done or be said if not for the leadership of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, what are the things that you think?
Sorry, please. Aditola, please. Please, we should.
You had your time. You had your time. I'm just asking a question. Please,
please. I'm saying you could ask Irufi questions. I'm going to be asking Alabi questions.
Okay, go ahead, please.
So you can go. No, go on. I just wanted to let's put this straight, please. So you could ask Irufi the questions while I ask.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. So please go ahead.
Okay, go on, please. No, it's Irufi's turn, so you could ask him. Go on.
Go ahead, Irufi. Please answer.
Okay, your question is what Peter Obi did as governor, his achievements as governor. Well, firstly, Peter Obi is known to be very frugal. He's known to be a manager of resources. And one of the highlights of his time as governor of Anambra State was the sovereign fund that he created, investing in international brands, international companies, where he creating history to become the first West African nation to, or rather the first West African state to create a sub-sovereign fund. What is a sub-sovereign fund? You know, it is always associated with countries. It is not states that create sub-sovereign funds. These are like bonds. These are like bonds that governments sell out to foreign investment. You know, this is something that no other governor in Nigeria has. He was raised in investment in both in local and foreign.
If you are losing your connection, I don't know what's wrong. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, another highlight of Peter Obi's governor of Anambra State is in education. By the time Peter Obi took over as the governor of Anambra State, it was one of the worst performing states in the WAEC. It ranked 24th in 2005 WAEC examination. And by 2014, when Peter Obi left, Anambra State was the first. And since 2014 up till last year, WAEC and NECO exams, Anambra has ranked between the first three. Talk about sustainability. Another highlight of Peter Obi's career as governor is his achievement in health, in the health sector. You know, when Peter Obi became the governor of Anambra State, there were only two hospitals that had partial accreditation in Anambra State. All the hospitals or health facilities in Anambra were either under-equipped, underfunded, and partially or totally not accredited. But by the time he left government, the 12 major hospitals and health centers in Anambra were fully accredited. He built the University of Anambra State University Teaching Hospital because the school was not accredited for their medical department because they did not have a university teaching hospital. But Peter Obi built from scratch the Odumegwu Ojukwu University. He built it from scratch, and today Anambra State University produces medical doctors. If you go to Adazi-Nnukwu, there's a heart center that Peter Obi built there. This was in 2011, around 2011. He provided over 2 billion naira for the construction and equipping of a world-class heart center where they have performed many heart replacement surgeries. And this was a first in Nigeria. So apart from rehabilitating hospitals, he has built hospitals from scratch. So another achievement of Peter Obi's governance is in economy. And one of the talking points is Sabmila. I'm sure you've heard about it. I'm sure a lot of us has heard about it. So he attracted Sabmila, which is as at the time, it was the second largest brewery in the world. And currently it is the largest brewery in the world. So he was able to attract investments from this South African company, you know, where they invested heavily. And Anambra State government has about 12% stake in their Nigeria franchise, which is valued at over $100 million currently. Then another achievement of his Excellency Peter Obi in economy is his investment in Innoson. He has always been an advocate for local investments, buying local produce to grow the Naira. So while Innoson was still starting up his manufacturing company, Peter Obi pre-ordered 1,000 vehicles. Pre-ordered, you know. They did not have these vehicles manufactured because Peter Obi was trying to grow this business. He pre-ordered these vehicles, paid upfront. And currently now we can see how Innoson is doing. You know, it is like the #1 locally produced car in Nigeria, and they are supplying cars to major African countries. Another highlight, which is not spoken enough, is Peter Obi's achievements in security. A lot of us know about the insecurity that marred Anambra State before in the early 2000s, the time of Chinwoke Mbadinuju and Chris Ngige. Peter Obi came in and his first task was to secure the state. Anambra was a den of armed robbers, thieves, kidnappers. Within a month, Peter Obi galvanized all the security forces, equipped them fully equipped them, funded them fully. And within 1 year, Anambra State was very, very clear. And by 2014, when he left, the Inspector General of Police actually affirmed that Anambra State was the most secure, the most stable state in the country.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Irefi. So, Saddam, do you have a question or I should proceed?
I think you should proceed.
Okay, Mr. Alabi.
Okay, sir.
Now, what exactly do you think Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has to offer Nigerians?
Okay, sir. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a product that we all know about. He has a lot to offer Nigeria. When I started the introduction earlier, I made mention of about some key factors: the economy, the electricity, the security, the infrastructure, the education, the health. Asiwaju has proven time without numbers that he is the only solution for Nigeria. You know, if there's one thing I cherish about Asiwaju, it is continuity. You know, we need a leader that can attain that position, and anytime he leaves, his legacy can continue. Out of all the presidential candidates we have at the moment, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the only man that has demonstrated that with his previous office. And if there's one of the things that we should be expecting from Asiwaju, is that Asiwaju is not a greedy politician. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not an over-ambitious politician. Let me give you an example. Since the inception of the fourth democracy, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has metamorphosed the Alliance of Democracy to the AC, to the ACN, now into APC. You won't hear about Asiwaju jumping from one political party to another. Unfortunately, you can't say that about Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has been moving from PDP to APC to ACN. And Peter Obi, despite that, Ojukwu trusted him enough to hand him, he handed over Abiga to him. But Peter Obi, because of his selfish interest, because of his greediness, he moved to become the running mate to this Atiku that most Labour Party are castigating today. And from that position, he has moved to Labour Party. And I'm telling you with 100% assurance that the moment the next president of Nigeria, inshallah, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is announced, Peter Obi will be moving from Labour Party to another party. Now,
a quick response. I want you to give a quick response to what Mr. Alabi said. Do you think the inconsistency in jumping from one party to the other should matter in our election?
Okay, it's very funny when you're talking about P2B and inconsistency when the chief culprit is your leader. Bola Tinubu started from AD, from SDP, Social Democratic Party, with what is his name, Abiola. He then moved to AD, Alliance for Democracy, which then metamorphosed into Action Congress, and then from Action Congress, APC. How many political parties did I call now? 4. And the entire P2B political career is 3 political parties, and you're talking about inconsistency.
Mr.
Can I come in?
Please,
can I come in? Can I come in, please?
Yes.
Please, I think English is the problem of my opponent. When you say metamorphose, it means you are not jumping from one political party to another. It means you are upgrading. That is what we call metamorphose. I think you should go on.
That has been clarified.
Okay. You have to floor, sir.
Mr. Rafe, do you have an objection? Mr. Alabi has raised the fact that moving from one party to the other cannot be said to be the same when you are moving from a particular.
Why are you trying to shift the goalpost, my brother?
Okay.
I only mentioned is one scenario of metamorphosis here.
Okay.
That is from AD to AC. SDP still exists today.
When
Tinubu is in APC.
I made my points of the Fourth Republic and the Fourth Republic, as the inception of Fourth Republic, the Fourth Republic, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu started with Alliance for Democracy, which metamorphosed into AC and SEN. So what I said initially was inception of Fourth Democracy. Probably you lack history. That's one of the reasons why you are not able to get that. Inception of Fourth Republic.
Okay.
My friend, you're not going to set a spectrum that is going to favor your candidate. Was Tinubu a member of the SDP? Yes or no? He was. Was he a member of Alliance for Democracy? He was.
No. I am not disputing that, sir. I am not disputing that.
From Fourth Republic?
I am not disputing that.
His political career.
I am not disputing that, sir.
Certain point in different political parties. You cannot give a frame or a spectrum or a time that you want to judge your candidate. That is not how it works.
Okay.
You're using the entire of his career. Why don't you say political career?
I said
it would be better if we please hold on, guys. Since the
inception of Fourth Republic, Peter Obi has moved from ABGA to PDP to Labour Party.
Why do you have to adjust it from the inception of Fourth Republic?
My point. You are the one to come with the counter.
In the Third Republic, for which areas that we're living in Nigeria, in the Third Republic. No. See, what I don't understand why you have to limit it to the Fourth Republic.
I decided to do that because it is my point. It is my flaw. I don't need to do what you want. It is my flaw. It is my point.
Let's leave it that way.
Please, can I reply to Alabi on that? Because I don't think Irefi is doing justice to the question.
You will have your time. You have your time, please.
Do we have two challengers now, or
you have your time? So now, in terms of Mr. Irefi, I want to ask you a quick question. Now, one of the issues that has been raised so far in the length and breadth of this country is the issue of structure. Now, people want to understand how a presidential candidate can win an election without the proper structure. Maybe this will be a better platform for you to educate people how they would go about this, in terms of probably House of Representatives member, Senate, or state legislative arm too, that there is no representation whatsoever, or perhaps little or more representation by the Labour Party. How do you think that Mr. Obi would go about it to win this forthcoming election?
I don't know if you want me to reveal the tactics of the Labour Party. I don't understand what you mean by how will Peter Obi win. You're asking for structure. The people that you're seeing, are they aliens? Are they robots? All the obedience that you're seeing online and offline, are they robots? These are people. These are the structure. So when you say what structure is he going to win with? I don't understand. You have to explain what you mean by structure. If human beings are not the actual structure, then what is the structure?
Well, anyway, our democracy, let me just clarify this part. Our democracy has matured to this extent anyway, for us to understand what constitutes victory during the polls. And of course, it might be a representation of illusion if we keep judging by 1 million, 2 million, or 10 million match, regardless of the party that is involved. Most importantly, we know of a record that we are 200 million people in this country, and at the end of each election, for instance, in 2019 election, we ended up having about 15 million voters who voted for the president, and now we really feel there is a strong connection between the majority and democracy. So regardless of the number that we see online or offline, what we are dealing with is actually the actual voters, which deals with the palpation, which deals with the proper structure, which you may want to move away from. This is a question that you can answer, and I feel I would push it to Alabi Okoyemi to see if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has the necessary structure to win the 2023 elections.
Before Alabi answers this question, let me make it very, very clear to you. You know, this has been the narrative that you guys have been trying to create from the word go. Peter Obi has no structure. Peter Obi has no structure. We showed you people the structure. He showed you the structure. Now you are trying to alienate the fact that people are coming out en masse to show support for Peter Obi. You're trying to invalidate the fact that people are coming out to show force. At the end of the day, these people, yes, it is not all of them that have PVCs, but there are people that have PVCs. If it was very irrelevant, why is Tinubu or why are his people conducting million marches in Lagos too? This is politics. We all understand. We know the relevance of show of force. We know that out of the 1 million people that come out to march, probably only 300,000 will vote. That is it.
Exactly. I quite agree with you. I quite agree with you. That is the reason for asking the question of structure.
You cannot start asking structure. Where is the structure when you are already seeing the structure?
Can I comment?
Can we allow Mr. Alabi to also give his opinion on this? Please go ahead.
Okay, this is according to facts and figures. The last time Peter Obi tried to show his structure was the last election he contested in Anambra State. The total result was about 298,000 people voted for the governor of Anambra. Do you know how many people voted for Peter Obi? 98,000 people voted for Peter Obi out of the 290 something people that voted. This has to show you it was because
291 people that voted where?
The last election, sir, you can confirm it. 90 something thousand people already voted for Peter Obi out of the 298,000 people that voted. You can confirm it, sir.
290,000 people voted who? That's what I'm asking.
They did not vote who? Out of the total vote, sir. The total vote was 290 something thousand people. Out of the 290 something thousand people, 90 something thousand voted Peter Obi. I don't know if you get my calculation.
What election are you talking about? What election are you talking about?
The last election he contested, that was independently as a governor, the second time. You can confirm it.
His last election
as the governor, independently. Yes, I made it clear. Sir. You can confirm it.
How is that consequential to what we are talking about?
I have not answered my question. I have not answered my question. Let me answer the question.
That is the underlying factor.
Let me answer the question.
Gabriel and Otumba. So we have to approve one of them to give an opinion, but I will give you 30 seconds, please, Mr. Alabi, to make your point.
Okay, please. I was about giving the fact before he interrupted me. I said the last time he tried to show structure was when he contested his second time in his office as the governor of Anambra. Out of the 280 or 90,000 people that voted, only 90-something thousand people voted. That has to show you that out of the people in Anambra, a large number of people did not even believe in Peter Obi. The vote was divided.
My friend, first of all, this your claim is not verifiable. It is not verified. And then secondly, if out of 219,000 people, if out of 290,000 people, 98,000 voted him, it means that he scored about 50% of the vote.
The vote was divided.
Muhammadu Buhari in the last election scored only about 10% of the vote. So if Peter Obi can score up to 50% of the votes, I don't understand what you're trying to say when you say only 90-something,000. You are going to talk about the proportion. It's relative. 90-something thousand as compared to what? You don't just say only 90-something thousand voted for P2B as compared to what?
Okay, Mr. Refi, please. I think let's allow our listeners to also have one or two to say in this discussion. So I would approve Kenny Stick VIP.
Sorry, can I respond? I've been here waiting.
Sorry, please. You can go ahead now.
Thank you very much. First off, I think how many minutes do I have so I can time myself?
You have 2 minutes.
All right. First off, I think obedience needs to be careful of something during election seasons. When you see something that looks like a trap and a setup, you should look between the lines. This is not a fair debate, and I don't think Mr. Irefi is doing justice to His Excellency Peter Obi, number one. Number two, talking about moving around political parties. You see somebody that jumps from one political party to another. I see a man who has principles. When he's in a political party and he realizes that their principles do not, their policies do not align with his own principles, he leaves and he goes to a place where he can actually thrive and his principles can be accepted. We saw that happen when he moved from PDP to ABGA. We saw it when they were trying to impose Willie Obiano on him in ABGA, and he left and he went back to the PDP. The moment the PDP started moving mad, he left again. This is a man that has balls and confidence. When you talk about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, first of all, I don't like calling him Asiwaju. He's not Asiwaju of anybody. He's a man who found a political party where he could establish himself, make himself the godfather and dictate the policies, and then install governors on Lagos State. This is no fair debate. Mr. Irefi, I don't know what you're up to, but honestly, you're not doing justice to His Excellency Peter Obi. And if anybody can allow me, I can go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being precise.
Please, can I come in? Can I make some comment on what he just said, please?
Okay, you have 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, if he's going to make a comment that I cannot respond to, maybe I better drop, because this topic has already been treated. He has already addressed it. Why does he get the chance to respond twice?
Okay, that's fine, please.
Okay, no
problem.
Thank you very much. Thank you, People's Parliament. Honestly, as a moderator here, I'm not meant to say stuff. I'm just here to listen and comment while the others speak. But honestly, I am saying this because Mr. Refi, you're not doing justice. I've sent you a lot of DMs.
No, please, can we allow
Aditola, I'm coming, please. I'm speaking, please. I'm speaking. I've allowed you to speak. Just please, thank you. Honestly, I feel like in a debate, it should be something that everybody has a chance to speak. Irefi probably might have his points, but he's not debating here.
That's my
debate. That is just my own comment.
If you're going to allow me response,
can we not
allow me motivate
that? I can.
So please, let's get more opinion. Let's get more opinion
right now.
Let me quickly address this. Please, let me quickly address.
We want to hear from our listeners too, so that we can.
No. Somebody said something to me. Just give me 30 seconds. Let me address it.
Please do.
You understand?
Please do.
So okay. When you say I'm not doing justice to certain things, is it that I'm not making the points, or I'm not substantiating the claims? I don't have to shout. I don't have to be at the top of my voice to make a point. If I make a point here, you verify them. You don't just say I'm not doing justice because I'm not shouting or I'm not being condescending or offensive. We all have the way we approach people. I am here to state facts. Everything I said here is verifiable. So I don't have to be at the top of my voice before you understand that I'm debating. That is not how I debate. I engage with facts and figures.
Okay, thank you. Please, can we have Mr. Otsumba? Otsumba, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think I just wanted to respond to what Saddam said. I think, Mr. I think I don't know you, brother. I think I follow you. I think you have a large following. But I think this idea of debating, first of all, debating back at this point is a waste of time for we obedience. It's a waste of time. We flogged this issue 2 months, 3 months ago. We're in campaign season. I don't expect to start Even Bart will never even come and debate Peter Obi. So why would I waste my time and debate Bart? Yeah, maybe Atiku will debate Atiku, but not Bart. To me, it's a waste of time. It feels like a trap. It feels like a way to whitewash Bola Tinubu's. And imagine going back to election numbers as to show structure now. Like, how does that even sound like common sense? Like, it makes no logical sense. You're using numbers in election in 2011. Is the number is it the same 2011 and 20? We're in 2023. How does that even correlate? How does that square? It was an Abga. It's in Labour Party now. It's different. So that already tells you this whole debate is in bad faith entirely.
Okay,
so
got your point.
This is just whitewashing. This is an attempt to whitewash Bola Tinubu.
Okay,
let's go back.
can we feel that? Let's have others too, please. Thank you so much, Mr. Tumba. And please, I would like to have Eniola Olawale.
Adetola, please. What I'll say here is this, please. I think you know APC guys. It has already started for me. Honestly, I'm not in that game of debates with bad people. I've been doing that for the past few months, and I cannot see Bola Tinubu coming out to debate himself. But I will say for this night, we have already started it. We're not going to run from this challenge.
Exactly.
Bad boys are up here. Call those bad boys up. For me, this challenge has gone beyond the referee. Let these bad boys come up here. Let's have fact-based debate. Call them up here. Let us have this debate. I have people that are ready to.
Respectfully, Saddam. Respectfully, you. This is my space. Respectfully, if you want to hold something similar to this, you call your space. You already have something like this. Earlier you were talking, and then you mentioned erroneously mentioned the name of your space. Probably you forgot that. So you cannot come to my space and then tell me that it has gone.
Obedience, get out of here. This is a plan. Oyefi is in on it. Get out of this nonsense.
I am in on what? I don't understand.
Please.
What the fuck? Are you okay?
Please, Mr. Referee, please.
Okay?
And then manage.
So I have to shout. I have to shout like a madman before you know that I'm debating. I have to shout like
Can I come in here, guys? Can I come in here, please?
Does that make sense in any way? Did I make any statement here that is not factual?
Okay,
I have to shout
can you
before you can understand that I'm communicating.
You're very, very stupid.
It's okay.
You're very, very stupid.
You're
telling me that I'm who? I'm among who? You're very, very stupid.
Your emotions now. Calm down.
No, you're very, very stupid. You didn't know that you control your emotion when you opened your stinking mouth to tell me that I'm not the one.
Mr. Referee.
I'm in on what? I don't have to raise my voice before you understand. Okay, I should raise my voice now, as I'm raising my voice now.
Yeah, you are raising your voice now.
No, I'm now communicating now that I'm raising my voice. I don't understand.
It's okay, Mr. Referee, please.
And somebody is coming down to lace out his points.
Okay,
you're saying I'm not doing justice.
Listen, guys.
You're not doing that. Did I say anything here that P2B did not do? Please. Or did I say anything here that is contrary to what obedience believing?
Mr. Referee, this is your space, please.
I don't have to shout. I don't have to raise my voice before you understand the point that I'm trying to make. I find it appalling and totally disrespectful.
Hello, you've made your point known. Relax, relax.
I am trying to logically engage somebody. This is a discussion. I know the reason why I hosted this space.
Yes, exactly. So
no.
Please,
leading up to this space, I made it clear that we're going to engage intellectually and not the usual
I'm sure our listeners have.
So wait, relax.
2 points.
Your space, you have a violent space where people come and shout and do all of that. I created this space so that I can engage logically.
So it's
intellectually with somebody that is in the opposition.
Debate.
So you cannot come and tell me I'm not doing justice because I have to act in the way that you have been hosting your space.
Take your last word.
So everybody now has to talk in the way that violent space has their this thing. I don't understand what you mean. That is totally disrespectful.
Mr. Alabi,
I call this space to engage somebody logically. If you have been following my tweets, you will see where I made it. I made it clear that I want to talk with a Tinubu supporter. I want to talk with a Tinubu supporter and listen to them. Let us align on an intellectual basis.
And this is what we are supposed to do, and that's what we are trying to achieve.
I'm having low battery.
Let me tell you. Wait. I don't have to
because I have low battery now. You understand?
I don't have to raise my voice for you to get my point. This is my space.
Okay.
I know the reason why I called on this guy so that we can discuss. Let me hear from him and let me hear from. I'm not doing it for media. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm trying to.
Can you calm down? Can you calm down and listen to other people?
Just
there are certain people.
Manage
Why
your
does
emotions.
Tinubu command a certain level of loyalty among his supporters?
You've made your point.
Engage intellectually. I don't have to raise my voice. I find it